Thank you, Mr. Perkins. The next item on the program is the senior class speaker. Selection of the senior class speaker is done by senior class vote. I now invite Zoe Coates to the podium. Zoe is an exceptional student and a great representative of the senior class. As I've gotten to know Zoe this year, I've appreciated her dedication to her studies, her kindness towards her classmates, and her total willingness to jump in and help whenever and wherever she's asked. She is a phenomenal student leader in our school and community, and she will be greatly missed. Please join me in welcoming Zoe.
Now, I know the whole point of graduation is to celebrate our successes, but I'm here today to celebrate our failures. My first time as a camp counselor did not go very well. As often happens when you're in charge of 10 grade school girls with a sugar high, they would not stop giggling when it was time to go to bed. I told them repeatedly to quiet down, but it wasn't working. One of the girls managed to pause long enough between giggles to tell me, "I can't stop laughing because everything I think about is funny." I made the mistake of telling her to think of something sad. Note to self, don't ever say that to a small child, especially a child who's been away from home for a week of summer camp. The girls finally quieted down, and I was able to close my eyes. That's when I heard the sniffles. I tried to ignore them, figuring they'd go away eventually. Then they turned into full-blown sobs. I spent the next 2 hours trying to calm a sad, homesick child. That night, I learned that laughter is much better than sobbing at 1 a.m. This is but one of my many failures. Most of the time, we avoid talking about our failures because they're embarrassing. We want to brag about our successes and pretend the failures didn't happen. But how could I learn to be a good camp counselor without first learning the value of laughter? Our failures teach us about our strengths and our weaknesses. My experience as a camp counselor taught me that patience is not my strong suit, allowing me to improve on it in the future. Our failures are necessary for us to grow, and we can't just sweep that under the rug. As a class, we have failed countless times. Historical geology. A lot of our classmates left ECA to finish elsewhere. Those of us who are here now are here because we supported each other. We all took a big risk coming to ECA and learning to be college students. We can't pretend we got everything right the first time, because we didn't. We failed. We failed tests and classes, friendships and relationships. When we failed, our teachers and friends, parents and faculty were there to pick up the pieces. We couldn't have done it without them. These failures helped us to become risk takers. They helped us gain confidence and bravery. I've helped lead new student tours a couple times, and it's mostly the parents who ask the questions. The kids are quiet and shy, the byproduct of being in an unfamiliar place. Every time, I find it hard to see our class as those shy freshmen. Were we ever that afraid to speak up and ask questions? Yes, we were. Let's be honest, freshman year, we were pretty awkward. When we had a question, we avoided knocking on the professor's office doors at all costs. Even during Zoom classes, when all you could see was foreheads and ceiling fans, no one wanted to speak up. But after that long year of constantly being muted, we learned the importance of speaking for ourselves. Just look at us now. At prom, we got most of the seniors dancing up on stage. We organize events like bowling and seniors giving, and we run quite a few different clubs. We're not afraid to call out injustices and hold people accountable. We've grown comfortable with each other and with ourselves, learning to become people who fight for the things they're passionate about. Now, it wouldn't be graduation if I didn't mention success. Success is a myth that forces us to compare ourselves to an impossible standard. In mythology class, Professor Zeke taught us that a myth is a shared story, a story that brings together a group of people and impacts how they see the world. We get to choose what myths we believe in. Why would we want to believe in the myth of success when all it does is make us feel inadequate? I'm sure most of you remember creating SMART goals at some point in your life. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, timely. Striving for success meets none of these requirements. Success is specific to each person, and we each define it differently. You can't just put people in a successful box and call it a day. Not to mention, how do we even measure success? For some of us, we measured success in learning to become independent, getting a driver's license, starting our first job, preparing to move out. In Professor Dixon's class, we measured success by taking so long on the question of the day that we avoided doing any classwork. We treat success as something that is only attainable if we are doing better than those around us. More money, nicer car, better grades. This means we are constantly raising the standard, putting unrealistic and unhealthy expectations on ourselves. After each college we didn't get into and each scholarship we didn't receive, the myth of success tells us that we aren't good enough. But self-worth should not be tied to success. You are valuable for who you are, not what you can do. Worth does not need to be earned. Freshman year, Professor Howell told us about his 1% rule. It was something along the lines of, you don't have to be 100%, you just have to be 1% less worse than you were. This is the idea of growth mindset, viewing failure as a catalyst for change rather than a limit to your abilities. It means taking the lost friendships and trying again. It means persevering even through the anxiety and mental breakdowns, and there were a lot of those. It means learning from our failures and striving for improvement. Instead of being successful, let's be problem solvers. When they told us we couldn't write a paper in one night and still get a good grade, well, they were wrong. We used our knowledge and our abilities to get things done, even if they were last minute. Instead of being successful, let's be kind and thoughtful, coming alongside each other in times of need. Ms. Credo taught us this in English class when she put us in groups to edit each other's papers. She pushed us to help each other and work together as a team, even if she cut down an entire forest worth of packets to do it. Instead of being successful, let's be the kind of people who can laugh at their failures and then get up and try again. I've seen enough of you repark your car in the school parking lot after a really bad parking job to know you don't give up the first time, and you know who you are. If we let fear of failure hold us back, we'll never go anywhere. I know I can't take all of you to college with me, but I can take our experiences, our memories, our lessons, and our failures. Failure is a crucial part of learning, and I'm so grateful that I got to fail with you guys. We've made it this far together, and we will always be connected as we navigate the future. Thank you, class of 2022, for failing successfully.